Hey everybody, welcome back to more Pikmin 2! In the last episode, we went to the Emergence Cave in the Valley of Repose and discovered a sphere chart, which allowed us to discover a new area, the Awakening Wood. And in this episode, we're going to explore this new area and see what else we can find here. The Awakening Wood. I'm using a slightly more feature thing for recording on my phone, so if the quality of the voice or video changes, better or for worse, let me know, I guess. Alright. Good morning! It should please you to know that the purple Pikmin had lodged safely in my hull. The confines of my interior seem to suit them perfectly, though they do occasionally tickle me. So you're a ship and you can be tickled. Okay. Stand in front of the light below me and press A to call the purple Pikmin out. Alright, and we get a futuristic thing. Majigger, mabob. Alright. So yeah, the purple Pikmin, like I said in the last episode, don't have their own onion, so you can't really sprout them. So these Pikmin are a lot more precious to you than any other Pikmin that you can actually regularly sprout. Alright. Yeah, alright. Here we go. We're gonna be fighting some enemies right here. Whoa! Louis has Olimar instructed you in particular with Pikmin creatures, form groups, to span with the exit. Yeah, we made it past the tutorial. Oh, shoot. That's actually something I didn't actually explain. Wow, I got mad at him for retutorializing what we already learned, but he actually told us something that I didn't teach you guys. So, unlike Pikmin 1 for the GameCube, you can actually swap colors on the fly with this game. If you press and hold A, you can hold the Pikmin in your hand. If you press left or right on the D-pad, you get to switch which Pikmin you're holding, and the group of that color will come closer to you so you can throw them quickly in succession. This is a really helpful tool. You're going to want to know this for the entire game because, like I said, this is very important to know. You really want to be able to swap Pikmin on the fly without having to disband your whole group like you had to in the first game on the GameCube. Anyways, what you want to do is, like I said, purple Pikmin can actually stun big enemies. Look at that! It didn't even stand a chance. That was disgusting. Alright, here we got another treasure here. So we're going to have the red Pikmin take that because, again, the purple Pikmin are a bit slow. Alright, let's see here. Now, you guys might be able to recognize something as we move up toward this direction. Oh, here we go. You're gonna want to have some Pikmin work on that, and you're gonna see why in a moment. Alright, and I guess I'll have you guys working on this thing, because we really don't... Oh! This thing! This thing is a honey wisp. It has these eggs that it can drop, and it will turn into nectar. Alright, it's gonna turn in the Sunseed Berry. Sunseed Berry! I actually knew what it was called before it came on screen! Hooray! I'm a nerd! Okay. 10% of the debt. Okay. We have recovered 10% of our debt. Now, what nectar does is, if we swarm our Pikmin on it... Woo! The Pikmin that drank the yellow nectar instantly matured into flower Pikmin. It appears they have enhanced motor skills. What a wondrous nectar. How intriguing. Like plants, Pikmin mature from leaf to bud to flower. Captain Olimar, you must share the information you have with your subordinate, Louis. So, what he's saying there is that Pikmin that are flowers are at their last stage, at their final stage of Pikmin growth. Like he was saying, Pikmin have 3 stages of growth. They're leaf, bud, and flower. Depending on what stage they are, it determines on how efficient they are at doing tasks. They're a lot faster, and they do things with a faster rate, if that makes any sense. So they'll tear walls down generally quicker as well. Anyways, we have an astounding, this is red berry that contains ultra spicy essence. It does not appear to have any monetary value, but I shall research potential uses for it. Bring me another specimen. There are two ways to actually get flower Pikmin. You can leave them planted in the ground, much like these Pikmin are here, and eventually, over time, they will mature into buds, and then after that, flowers. That's actually the only way to get bud Pikmin in the game. You can't really get them through nectar because they will instantly turn into flower Pikmin. And the other way is, of course, flower Pikmin. Oh, crap. That's the problem with nectar. If you let one Pikmin start drinking the nectar, it will disappear at a constant rate and pretty much not allow you to, as you can see there, they're maturing into buds right now. I'm going to leave them planted so they can instantly mature into flowers. But yeah, like I said, do not let a single leaf Pikmin drain a whole thing of nectar, because that will cost you in the long run, because you could have had a lot more flowers from that. As you can see, I flowered like 30 Pikmin on the first drop of nectar, and then the other one got stolen by the other leaf Pikmin. So that's really something you don't want to happen. Now, if this area seems at all familiar to you guys, you know, there's a wall here, and then there's like another wall here with like this huge circle. Now, you might think I'm being a little strange by being so vague about it, but this is actually the Forest of Hope from the first game. Yeah, this is actually an exact replica of the area that you land in while you're in the Forest of Hope. Alright, let's take care of that. And once we take 10 of those berries to that ship, squishy. Captain Olimar, my research on the red berries you discovered has yielded a powerful potion. Behold the ultra spicy spray. Although it untested, I believe it. I skipped the text too fast. Spray it on all your Pikmin by pressing down on the D-pad. When necessary, I can produce one bottle spray from 10 berries. Press start/pause to contact me and confirm your berry count. Look at L on the radar screen. Alright, so what the ultra spicy spray does is it raises your Pikmin's attacks, and it also increases their speed just a little bit more from their flower stage. So yeah, it's a very, very, very helpful spray, and you're going to want to grind out as much of these as you need to. Because again, these sprays are going to be extremely helpful to you in the future, you don't even know. Because like I said, this game is probably the hardest in the entire series, and you're going to want to as much of those sprays as possible. Anyways, here we have a new enemy. I don't actually remember what this is called. You want to attack it from the front, because otherwise it won't have a... Otherwise, if you attack it from the back, its shell will protect it from all attacks. So you don't really want to... No, I don't want purples carrying that. Come on. I'm going to take the reds. And I didn't throw enough reds. Alright, there we go. And now, they can also attack you from the front. However, they're really slow at eating Pikmin, so you can pretty much just swarm them at the front, and they're not that much of a bother to you guys. And here's another enemy that's probably not going to be much of a bother to you. Get close to the sunflower, and this enemy is called the Creeping Chrysanthemum. It's going to try to bite on a Pikmin, and if it misses, it will choke up and fall over. And wow, I didn't even let it fall over when it missed an attack. Yeah, that enemy is not really that difficult at all. And, oh, we can't actually bust down that wall. We're going to keep that in mind for later. That's actually poison. That is another element that none of the current Pikmin that we have are immune to. But yeah, the Creeping Chrysanthemum is a really easy enemy to take down. All you really want to do is just spawn it in, let it attack, and then let it choke up when it misses. And then by that time, it's primed for attacking. And as you can see there, I used the purple Pikmin and it made it a cakewalk. Now, once these Pikmin are flowers, you want to quickly pluck them because if you take too long, they will reset back to leaf Pikmin after a while because the petals will fall off and then it will become regular leaf Pikmin. So you really want to be careful about having not plucking the Pikmin in time. Alright, so what we're going to want to do here and since we have purple Pikmin, we can actually weigh down these purple bags a lot easier. Actually, I don't think we're going to have enough for this. Dang, we need more purple Pikmin. Did we lose any? Oh, we have 2 working on the berries, that's probably why. Still not enough though, because we're gonna need some more. Alright. Alright, come on, you slackers. Now, I forget what this area specifically is from the whole Forest of Hope. I just know that you landed pretty much right. This is the area in which you land in the first game. I believe this is... I believe the area back here, over that way, is where you... find the Nova Blaster in the first game. This area is where you find the Extraordinary Bolt and the radar screen over there. And up here is where you fought the Armored Cannon Beetle. You can even see the cage there. Now that cage, do not do anything with that cage thus far. Trust me when I say do not even go near that cage until much, much later in the... Well, not much, much later, but later into the game. Do not go near that. Trust me, you're not going to want that to happen at all. Alright, and this is obviously the first area you walk into where you find the electric fuel dynamo right here. So yeah, you can see that this area is basically just the Forest of Hope from the first game, which can seem kind of lame, but honestly, I find it kind of cool that you explore a different take on the Forest of Hope from the first game and doing different tasks. Now, if we actually do go to where we found the Extraordinary Bolt in the first game, we'll find all these cherry blossom petals and... Biological sensors are reacting violently. The readings are ominous. A beast of unknown power lurks in these depths. A large Pikmin group would be reassuring. My sound sensors are picking up hostile roars of many beasts. Expect dangerous encounters. Sensors are also showing extreme heat pockets. You may need flame-resistant Pikmin. But my records indicate no such data. Are my records incomplete? Well, why don't we go in and find out. The Hole of Beasts. Now, as you can see there, those circles were empty in the first emergence cave that we went to, but you can see now that they're going to tell you what types of hazards are going to be there. As you can see, there's going to be a fire hazard, so which we need red Pikmin, which are resistant to fire. That's actually a really neat thing, and you're going to want to pay attention to it. I believe there's only one cave in the game that states that it doesn't have a hazard, but when it actually does, but I'm not too sure on that. Game has been saved. Alright. This is the Hole of Beasts. Alright. Here we have a different looking cave than the emergence cave. You can see the emergence cave is all snowy. This is kind of a little bit more cave-like. Now you want to be careful with these areas because sometimes random stuff can fall onto you. And sometimes that stuff can be bomb rocks. And in this game, the player cannot use bomb rocks. Bomb rocks are an obstacle in this game. They're not actually an item you can pick up and use. So if you see a bomb rock, run like hell. It's gonna destroy all your Pikmin. Alright, here we have some female shear grubs. And some male shear grubs. I didn't actually explain them in the area where we fought them first, but these... Basically, the female shear grubs are white ones. They can't possibly hurt your Pikmin at all. And then the purple shear grubs are males. They will eat your Pikmin one by one. They have a really fast eating state as well. So if they chomp on your Pikmin, they'll most likely kill them before you can. They'll most likely kill the Pikmin before you can save them. So yeah, but they're not really that hard to take down. Really, just throw a purple Pikmin and they'll instantly die because, like I said, the ground pound attack of the purple Pikmin is actually homing, so that will be very useful to you. And this makes me smile every time. That, if you guys don't notice, is an NES controller's D-pad, and it's all really like, it has like all the dustiness and everything, kind of like my D-pad has actually. I need to clean it. Anyways, this is not enough about the NES. I feel like the NES is really underappreciated nowadays. I know the game's not like really high quality, but Stone of Glory, wow. There we go, having Nintendo stroke their own ego. Alright. Alright, we heard the noise, which means we've collected every treasure that's possible here. Alright. Like I said, you don't need your group of Pikmin with you in order to go to the next floor, which is really, really nice. All you really need to do is keep them alive and make sure that they're not near enemies while you're heading towards a hole. But yeah, like I said, if you drop down to a lower level, all the Pikmin that are in the floor will teleport into your squad and go into the next floor with you, which is really convenient. Alright, sub-level 2. Alright. And here we have more of a purplish tint, which is really nice. And here we have more purple candy pop buds. Now, if you throw your flower Pikmin into here, you will turn them into leaf purple Pikmin. You don't want to do that. Hold A and make sure you're holding A as to not use your spray. If you press down on the D-pad, you can select a lower grade of Pikmin. And you can throw in leaf Pikmin to make sure that your flower Pikmin don't get turned back into leaf purple Pikmin. And I think oh no, I threw just enough. Alright. You could leave these purple Pikmin in here to flowerize on themselves, but I don't really like waiting that long, plus, especially not if I'm doing an actual playthrough. And plus, there seems to be an egg over there which might be able to yield some nectar for our leaves. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright. Usually red Pikmin will have to take a while destroying this egg, but if you throw a purple Pikmin, it'll instantly destroy it. Oh, crap! Alright. That was a leaf purple Pikmin, and I was scared it was going to take the nectar all for itself, and I really didn't want it doing that. Okay. Alright, let's see what else is in here. That's the area to leave, but I want to make sure that there's no treasure here. Louie. These caves do have maps, and you don't really... They're not that useful. I personally don't use them that much. Since some of the rooms are randomly generated, it also doesn't tell you where the treasures are on the map either. So the map really isn't that helpful under the caves. It's more helpful above ground than under the caves. And yes, indeed. And as you can see, the purple Pikmin have like a cherry blossom flower instead of like a white flower that the other Pikmin normally have, which is kind of neat. I like that detail a lot. Alright. Here we go. We're gonna go on to the next floor. Delve deeper with your Pikmin. I don't believe there was treasure on that floor. I hope I'm right, because I really don't want to have to come back here if I do miss a treasure. But again, if I do, I'll just show a clip of me getting the treasure after the video's over. The Hole of Beasts. Sub-level 3. Alright, and as you can see, this is not the final floor, so there are more floors to this. And, now, this is what you want your red Pikmin for. Hopefully there are no purples in there, I don't think so. Well, actually, I see one. There we go. Alright. Now, in the first game, you could only ever take red Pikmin through these things. But, in this game, you can actually attack the geysers and deactivate them. Now, here's where the two captains come real big into play. You can have one captain taking care of those fire hazards while the other captain has the other type of Pikmin to actually attack enemies. That's a really useful note of the mechanic of having two captains at a time. So you don't have to worry about burning your other Pikmin, and you can use your other Pikmin to attack while not accidentally throwing the wrong type of Pikmin trying to take care of the fire. Alright. However, I don't think there's any enemies in this room, so we're going to be perfectly fine. Alright. And here we have another piece of Nintendo history. This is actually the a Famicom Disk System game. That the Famicom is basically a Japanese NES, and the Disk System was an add-on to that Famicom that we never got over here in the States, which was a really interesting feature. You could basically just print games on a disc, and if you were done with the game that you were playing, you could basically just delete the game that was on that disc, go to a kiosk, and re-download a new game for a cheaper price, which is a really cool feature. But unfortunately, like I said, we didn't get one here over at the States. I don't actually know what this game is. Probably just a Japanese exclusive game. There were also versions of NES games released for the Disk System, like Metroid and Zelda 1 and stuff like that, which basically added some features and also enhanced some of the music. And any PC gamer, well, retro PC gamer will know that this is actually a Mahjong piece. I don't actually know anything about Mahjong. I just know what the pieces look like from this game. I didn't actually read what the Famicom Disk System treasure was called. What is this called? The Strife Monolith. Alright. And we can see that we found all things. Those are the... we can give up and escape, but I believe we end up losing all the treasures that we've gotten here. Yeah, it doesn't show us. I think I'm going to have to look in the Piccolopedia after the day is done. Now, this episode has gone on for a pretty long time, so I think I'm going to end this episode off here. Next time on Pikmin 2, we're going to continue here in the Hole of Beasts. See how much further we can get. See you guys next time.